Hey everybody, in this section we're going to create a distribution point. We're going to make the distribution point just for pre-staged content, and then we're just going to push some content to it. So I have this machine here, HV1. Its only role is that it's a site server, and I'm just going to go to it. I'm just going to say add a system role. I'm going to ask for it to be a distribution point. I can install and configure IIS or get Config Manager to do it, provided it's Server 2008. It doesn't work for 2003. It's just going to be a standard HTTP, meaning that we're not going to use a certificate to to communicate with content. So, and then I'm going to say enable this distribution point for pre-staged content. On my drive settings, I'm going to pick my D drive for both. I'm not managing Pixie from this. I'm not going to multicast from it. I don't want to validate the content. It's not going to be in a distribution group, and it's just going to go and create that distribution point. So what I would start to see on my D drive is it will go and set up the content library. So it will just set up the SCCM content library. It will create the DP, the signature folders, and then also inside iNet Manager, inside iNet Manager, we will get the DP shares to look to push content to them. So right now the distribution point is fine, and so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the software library. If you've looked at any of the other demos, we've been working with just this package, Adobe Reader, and so I'm just going to distribute content. When I distribute the content, I'm going to send it to HV1. I'm going to say OK, next, and the content is there. Now HV1 in terms of the distribution points has been marked as a distribution point for pre-staged content. What pre-staged content means is that it gives you the ability to go and create a package on your Config Manager primary site server and export it down. So right now, if I go and I look at the distribution status, and I look at content status, and I pick Adobe Reader, and you can see it's successfully gone to one, but it's in progress on another. And the reason why it's in progress is because it'll just say waiting for content on the in progress bar. The reason why it will say that is because it is a waiting for pre-staged content, meaning I have to manually go and copy that and send it down automatically. Config Manager is not going to send it down for me. So here is what I need to do. I go to my software library, I go to Adobe Reader, and I say create pre-stage content file. Okay. What is going to be the name of the file? So I'm just going to go to Prestage, ADOBE, Adobe, and I hit save, next. And what it's going to do now is it's going to select a distribution point for content. I'm going to say SCCM, next. So it's going to go to the distribution point. It's going to go to the content library, and it's going to create this Adobe PKGX file here. Okay, and that's exactly what's sitting there. And then you need to go to your config manager server. So if I go to SCCM /C dollar program files. Okay, so on program files, I need to go to Microsoft Config Manager. I need to go to the bin. I need to go to x64. I need to just go to E for extract content, and ideally I need to copy that to the distribution point that I just made, the Prestaged content distribution point. And that's exactly what I have here. I have the extract content application, and then I just have this very simple batch file. Okay, so I've said extract content from d:\Prestaged, and if I just put in there adobe dot pkgx source, and I've just put in a pause. So I'm saying go from d::prestaged Adobe packet and pull it into the distribution point and just pause. If I didn't list the file name, it would just extract every file in that folder. So if we just run that now, you can see it is pre-staging the content. It has been put into the content library automatically for you. It's been uncompressed, it's been extracted, and hey presto, it's sitting there ready to go. Now if I just go back to monitoring and I go to content status and I go to Adobe Reader, and you look down here, you'll see Adobe Reader has gone green, and if we look at the status of it and we go to success, you can see it was sent to HV1 and SCCM. Alright, now if you look at a second package I have here, which is Adobe Flash Player. So if I go to the properties of that package and I go to distribution settings, you can see here that the setting is to manually copy the content in this package to the distribution point. I can override, and I can override pre-staged content by saying automatically download content to assign distribution points. And if I go to my Flash Player now and I say distribute content, and I tell it to go to both servers. So HV1 is a pre-staged content server. The distribution point of that's pre-stage. And you saw in the last example that the content wouldn't go to the pre-staged environment because because of the default settings. It doesn't automatically send stuff down to a pre-staged content DP. So what we should see now is if we go to the content status and we go to Adobe Flash Player, you can see that it has already got to the SCCM server, and there's one in progress. And the one that's in progress, you can see content transfer was instructed to send content to HV1. So it wasn't saying waiting for content. You can see it saying, content was sent. And if I just do a quick refresh, there it is, all green, life is good.